Hey, thanks. Good afternoon. I am here with Bob and Susan Eyrig, and they are the authors of $1 Million Party. They are here today to speak at the O'Neill Public Library. They'll be there at 6:30 doing a book talk and signing. Nice to meet you guys, and thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. So, Bob and Susan, can you guys tell me a little bit about yourselves? What brings you to O'Neill today?
Well, Jeannie at the Public Library in O'Neill invited us to come and give a little talk. I had sent her an email with a little bit of information about the book, and when she invited us, we set a date and we came, and we're excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in, and thank you so much for sitting down with me today. Susan, can you tell me a little bit about your own story, a little bit about the book? What brought the book about?
The book was brought about because of a failed restaurant. So, instead of writing about a successful restaurant, which of course was not the case, we wrote about our failed restaurant, and we started the day after we closed the doors. And Bob can tell you a little more about that.
We opened in 2003, and we were open exactly 30 months. We closed in July of 2005. And yeah, that's the next day is when we started writing the book. We were hit with so many things during that time that we just thought this could not happen to anybody else. Mm-hmm. But it has happened to other people. And so we decided the most generous thing we could do is just point out what we went through. This is not a how-to book. We're not telling anybody anything other than what we personally experienced in those 30 months.
So a little bit like a how not to. It's not exactly a happy ending.
Exactly.
But you guys are giving that information to help somebody else who would go on this endeavor.
Yes. Just people are hit with so many things in this industry. It's not an easy industry. Mm-hmm. And so many people think, oh, it'll be fun to own a restaurant. But once you open the doors and all the things start happening, it's not fun. I'm not so upset about a failed restaurant. I mean, a lot of people fail in a lot of different things. The thing that upsets me the most is that I gambled with a collection that dated all the way back to 1860. It was the largest private collection of Nebraska Cornhusker football memorabilia in existence. It was on display in a museum at the Durham in Omaha. ESPN flew in to tape the collection. And plus it was used by the University of Nebraska for that popular documentary called Husker Country. Mm-hmm. So it was the loss of the collection that stings the most, because that's something that we'll never be able to replace.
Definitely. And it wasn't that Bob didn't have any restaurant experience when we opened this. He started working for Burger King in 1973, and all those years before we opened in 2003, he had always worked for a restaurant, mm-hmm. various restaurants. So it's not without experience that we walked into this.
Yes. Well, thank you guys very much for coming in. You can catch Bob and Susan at the O'Neill Public Library tonight for their book talk. They will also be selling their own books and having a signing. That's at 6:30 at the O'Neill Public Library. Thanks so much, Bob and Susan, for coming in and speaking with us about the $1 Million Party. Yes.
Thanks,
guys.